Hello, so I recently hit Catacombs level 30. So now I can use full 5-star Frozen Blaze and full 5-star Superior. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing them with a Berserker setup, a Mage setup, an Archer setup, and a Tank setup. But I'm not going to compare a healer setup as a healer, it's just basically having a lot of health or doing a lot of damage, whatever way you play healer. So before I compare the stats of Frozen Blaze and of Superior, I'm going to show you how you can obtain both of these, and I'm going to show you the base stats for these, like the base stats on armor before any blessings. So anyway, let's get right into the video. Firstly, to obtain Frozen Blaze, you can either just go all the way over to the auction house, go over to here, search up Frozen Blaze, and I can't type, but it's over here, and you can just buy it. Or you can go into the Ice 9 collection, and you can craft it. It costs 1 stack of enchanted packed ice around each piece of blaze armor, which is made with the amount of blaze rods needed for that piece. So in total, you need 24 enchanted blaze rods and 4 stacks, or 256 enchanted packed ice. But if you want to dungeonize it, you'll need 6,350 ice essence, and at the current price of 30,000 coins per, this comes out to 190 million. And that's a lot of money to spend on an already expensive set. Also, I should mention that Frozen Blaze needs Catacombs level 29. So now onto Superior. To obtain Superior, you can just go over to the bazaar, buy the fragments over here, buy 240 of these, and get a full set. Or you can go into the Auction Master, search up Superior, and buy it off here. Or you can test your luck on dragons, but I highly recommend against that. But that is just if you want to buy the Superior set. If you want to dungeonize it, you'll need around 7,000 dragon essence. I'll put the exact number on screen. And then, as you can see here, you can just upgrade this to 5 stars. Also, Superior needs Catacombs level 30 to be upgraded to a dungeon item. Well, you can upgrade at whatever level, but to use it. Now I'm going to compare the cost of fully maxed 5-star Superior and fully maxed 5-star Frozen Blaze. So both pieces, both armors will have 4 recombobulators, 40 fumines, Grove 6 Prot 6 on every piece, maxed hot potato books, and renowned. So for Superior, that comes out to around 201 million coins. But for Frozen Blaze, it comes out at around 300 to 350 million coins. So that makes Superior more cheaper. But the thing is, a tier boost Ender Dragon costs at level 100 around 280 million, and a level 100 Blaze only costs around 100 million. So if you add those together, that makes it so that Superior costs almost 500 million coins, whereas the Frozen Blaze only costs a cheap 400 to 450 mil. Quickly, before I start doing the comparisons, I'm just going to mention that if you want to see the armor's stats, like these, you can just go into my skylea, which I'll link at the top of the description. But now, I'm just going to go onto all of the comparisons, starting off with comparing the stats at the start of the dungeon, and comparing the stats at the end of the dungeon. So let's get right into that. So here you can see the stats of Frozen Blaze at the start of the dungeon. You can pause if you want to see. And the HP is at 248.5 thousand. Superior stats at the start, you can pause also to see. And I don't have a screenshot of the effective health, but is at 159,000. The end of the dungeon, Frozen Blaze has a lot higher health, and you can pause to see those, and the EHP is up at 576,000. For Superior, the stats seem a little lower, and the EHP is at 371,000, which is quite a lot lower. Okay, so now on to Berserker. You can see this aspect of the dragon's stats are insane, and I'm using Superior right now at the start of the dungeon, doing about 2.5 to 3 million damage to skeletons and skeleton soldiers and other mobs. If I go onto Frozen Blaze, I am also doing about the same amount of damage, but remember I do not have the Ender Dragon pet bonus. So this one, 2 mil, 2 mil, and here I do almost 4 million. That's quite a lot. Now onto Superior, I realize I'm using the Yeti Sword, but this would be doing about 5 million with an aspect of the dragons, which is still quite a lot. Now here, this is at the end of the dungeon with Frozen Blaze, and I just did 6.5 million, but I'm averaging about 4 million. Okay, so now I'm just going to show some extra clips while I start talking about Berserker for a bit. So the thing is with Berserker is that Mage Beam is way better, so Berserker is like really bad compared to it, so that's why my damage might seem really low, and as you can see from me killing through these Shadow Assassins, I am actually not killing through them very fast. I wish I was going through them a lot faster. So those are basically that's basically everything for Berserker. Now onto Tank. At the start I have 159,000 effective health. This is in Superior, and I showed that to you earlier. And in Frozen Blaze I have 248,000 effective health. So now let's go into some clips. I'm going through here in Superior. Thing is, lifesteal isn't very good. As you can see what I'm about to do, something embarrassing, I somehow die. Now also here, you can see that lifesteal comes into play, and I regen all my health back after losing a lot. Also, this is the same for this clip. Now onto Frozen Blaze. I'm attacking a Frozen Adventure, and I'm losing a bit of health. In Superior, I'd be losing a lot more. And yep, I'm just regenning them all with lifesteal. So now, before I show you one insane part, I'm just going to quickly show you me tanking out this angry archaeologist, losing 0 health. So this insane part here is I have 809,000 effective health in Frozen Blaze with no shiny talismans and just holding a 5-star Earth Shard. It is insanely overpowered. So now onto Archer. As you can see here with Frozen Blaze, I was doing about 440,000 damage with my explosive bow actually. And if I switch over to Superior, as I'm putting on here, and I put my E-Drag on, I am doing around 185,000 damage, which is a lot less. Also here, doing 215,000 damage in Superior, and my Archer 27 friend said what I'm about to do is quite a lot, but here as an Archer 20, I'm doing 802,000 damage. So now I'm going to do a comparison at the end of the dungeon. With Superior, I seem to be doing around only 60,000, which is very low. And if I switch into Frozen Blaze and put on my Blaze pet, I seem to be doing around, let's see if this arrow can actually land, 112,000. So now I'm going to go into Mage, and especially left click Mage with Superior and Ender Dragon will be taking up most of these clips. So as you can see at the start, I was doing around 1.5 mil and then just all of a sudden dropped down to about 800k, I don't know why. But now if I attack a Midas, I seem to be doing around 11,000 a hit, and then sometimes I'm not very good at this thing. Sometimes I'm doing about 20,000, sometimes I'm doing about 2,000. So if I can somehow manage to kill this Midas, when my health goes down, I end up actually getting able to do more damage. Like now I can do 30,000, and at the end, I think I was doing around 500,000. Now onto a Shadow Assassin. I do have some help from another Mage, but I am still doing about almost 400,000 a hit, and I think they're almost at 500,000. Also here, this is me just using the aspect of the dragon's ability to show it off. Now at the start of the dungeon, I'm doing 3.7 mil with this mage beam. And yeah, 4 mil. And now, if I head on to the end of the dungeon, I'm doing 12 million. Yeah, which is 48th for damage record, I think, when I last checked. So I'm averaging around 8 million at the end of the dungeon, which is absolutely insane, but I've never played Mage before, so I don't really know how to use this. So you might be wondering, why didn't I put in Frozen Blaze for Mage? So the simple answer is, I have my whole Frozen Blaze on Renowned right now. But I can still show the maths, and in total, Frozen Blaze would give 2,898 intelligence, and Superior would add 3,187.5. But the thing is, the Superior 5% ability also increases like all other stats, so it also increases Talisman stats and base intelligence. And the same is true for the E-Drag. So you might be wondering, because of Frozen Blaze's damage being so high, you might be wondering, oh, wouldn't the Mage Beam be better with Frozen Blaze, even if you lose like a bit of intelligence? And actually, it won't be. The reason for this is that AUTD without Drag Pet versus AUTD with Drag Pet is like a massive 30% or something difference. I don't think Frozen Blaze with Mage Beam will be feasible until people unlock the Midas Sword, but anyway, by that time, Mage Beam might be nerfed because it does seem to be a bit overpowered right now. So, if I want to give my final opinion right now, I think that Frozen Blaze is better. Well, this is because it is way more tanky, and it can do a lot more like Berserker damage, and a lot more Archer damage, and for healer it's probably also better. But Superior is better for Mage, although that Mage is only one of the 5 classes, so overall I'd rate Frozen Blaze better. But honestly, I shouldn't give my opinion right now. We won't really be able to tell if one or another is better until we at least get Floor 5 out, which I have no idea when that's coming. But anyway, I don't really have any evidence to back up my points, because all the evidence you can see throughout my whole video. And that's why I think Frozen Blaze 5-starred is better than 5-star Superior. Unless you're playing Mage, then you should just be using Wise, because how do you die in Floor 4? Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing or giving a like.